house, whatever it was. Met the power company rep, and they're going to go ahead and replace this whole box. So we're going to get it all brand new on the power company's dime, which is wonderful. We can go to the east off of this pole, go behind the barn. That all needs to be cleared, 40-foot wide lane. Okay, I'm meeting DOT out here, working on meeting the requirements for driveway permits. I gotta meet, you know, there's only a limited number you could put in based on the rules. So he's gonna take some measurements. It's gotta be sight line, and then minimum of 300 feet between each drive for any future drives. All right, while I'm waiting for the highway guy to take all of his measurements, we opened up this fence, leveled this out with the high lifter, so it's good enough for gravel. So I'm gonna probably use this for a landing pad here where you come in to the main gate, put some gravel in here, and then start a new road system from here as well. We got the power guy coming here in just a few minutes to talk about that.
Conversations, and then create action items for you and allows you to search through your transcripts.
All right, now I'm meeting the power guy. Should be good news all around today. So far, so good, but we'll see. Hey guys, welcome back. So today was a big day out there. Met the power company rep, and they're going to go ahead and replace this whole box since it had some damage. So we're going to get it all brand new on the power company's dime, which is wonderful. So we talked about the stuff that Phil and I talked about, you know, having a camper pad power, a 50 and a 30 amp plus a 110. Because the 30 amp would be like for a regular camper, but a fifth wheel would use a 50 amp plug. You know, looking in the future, if someone were to buy this with the barn attached, you know, they could park a camper and then work on the barn and convert it into a little cabin or something. That would be a great project for someone. And then we're going to transition into power poles and right-of-ways for future, for parcels on both the east and the west side. All right, mainly for my notes, we can go to the east off of this pole. We can go behind the barn. That all needs to be cleared, 40-foot wide lane that way. And then as far as going to the west, I know what I got to do to tie into each of them lines and where to put the new easement right away for a future power line. So that's all good. And then this is all good. They're going to put a brand new box on there, their cost, which is wonderful. And then we'll get Felipe out here and make this barn hot here in a few days. So that was all good news. Let's go check back in with the DOT guy, see how he's doing. Perfect timing. He was just rolling in to find me. Let's go get the scorecard update on this new driveway culverts permits. All right, so today I met with the Missouri Department of Transportation guy. You'll notice he's got a car. And at first I'm like, well, I was expecting a truck. And he's like, nope, we got to use cars because they got to measure line of sight. So there's requirements on the distance between these driveways in rural areas, but they also need visual distances. So like if it's a blind curve or a hill, he spent quite a number of hours measuring all this out. And I gave him my wish list. You know, I was looking for potentially 4 new pipes on this one side of the drive, on the west side, you know, for like 10-acre parcels. And ultimately, we only ended up with 2, but there's a lot of reasons for that. So the pipes he did set us up with are on good terrain. They're where the hill runs in, where we don't have to build up 10 feet of road, but also it's the visibility and the distance between the existing driveways. So there's an existing driveway over here to the west for this next property owner, and of course the driveway from the people we bought it from, that's existing. So you got to kind of thread the needle on this. but we can make shared driveways and that, and having the equipment really helps. But overall, it was good news, and we should have a permit coming for 4 new cutouts, 4 new driveways on this section, which will really increase our opportunities for this property because it lays out really nicely for all of this. Snack time. Chicken, pickles, yummy. So I mentioned in one of my earlier videos that there's a nice gas station and a Dollar General, which really helps on projects like this, especially being so rural. So I can just literally, like 3 or 4 minutes, run up to the corner, grab a sandwich and a Monster and whatever, and then go back to the property, which is what I did today. So I just finished up with the 2 morning appointments. I leveled out a little gravel area with the high lifter on the way in. So now I'm going to run back and put another hour or so in on the excavator. I got about an hour or so. I'm going to start on the dumpster and cleaning up the yard here. I just finished up with the power and the driveway guy. I'll be calling it in, but I'll just give you a quick before look. There is an old disc, a steel disc in one of these piles that Phil said he probably wants. So I'll pick that out, but I'll just start with the closest pile, and then I'll start picking stuff here that can go in the dumpster for a future camper site right here, you know, a pad. But for now, we're going to go after this pile up here. That one right here. So it begins. There's an old burn pile underneath all of this one. Try to sift some of this dirt out of here now, even though it's got a lot of trash in it. Alright, this stuff is next right here. Some old rabbit cage or something. Sharon's coming tomorrow for this tin, and then that'll go. There's that old rabbit house, whatever it was. Getting ready to wrap it up for today. Give you an after look here. I'm not going to pull this tin on the ground. Sharon's coming tomorrow. We're going to start pulling these T-posts out because this will be a future power line lane. It's just going to be an opening. I got some Neil Diamond on. I'm just fixing some washouts before I head out for today. Here's that first pile right here. What was it? I got a tire and a disc left. Starting to clean up a little bit at a time. There's that pile. There. 2 things left. Tire and a disc. Got the road markings right there. The center point for the 2 new inlets right here. Have the permit by next week, he said. Maybe maybe today he's going to get started on it, but tomorrow's Friday. He said probably no later than next week.